Hi, my name is Linda Hansel. I'm sitting here in my dining room with my big old LL Bean corduroy shirt on. Just for a fashion note, if you live in Maine, you can wear these big old corduroy shirts at least 3 seasons out of the year. And sometimes in the summer, you can throw it on over a sleeveless top. I'm here to talk to you about who God is. I had a situation in my family happen recently where I was so upset that I didn't even know how to pray. Have you ever been there? Have you ever asked yourself, how will I pray? I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. I know some of you don't think I could ever be speechless, but I was. At that moment, I couldn't figure out what to say to God. And so instead, I started focusing on, what do I know about God? Well, I know God loves me. In 1 John chapter 4, it says clearly, God loves me. I know that God is all powerful. God is all powerful. There are no prayer requests too hard for God. One prayer request is no different than the other in regard to how much effort God has to put in. I used to have a camper. I would put it on the back of my car and I would tow it to Prince Edward Island, which required that we drove across the entire length of New Brunswick. I don't know if you've ever driven the main road from one side of New Brunswick to the other, but it's pretty much like this. And so when I got to the big hills and I was driving along, I would just put the throttle down a little bit and the transmission would shift down, the RPMs would rev up, and the car would go up over the hill. It didn't require more of me. All I did was drive, and the car did the work. When we have a big request before the Lord, it doesn't require more work of God to answer a request. It's the same. Whether we think it's small or whether we think it's big, there's no difference with God. God is all powerful. God is all knowing. He's omniscient. He knows everything. He knew ahead that my family would have a problem, but he wasn't surprised. And when it happened, he knew how it was all going to turn out. And he knew that I wouldn't know how to pray. And yet he helped me focus on who he is. God is all present, and he is all powerful, and he is all knowing. So he is everywhere. He knows everything, and he is all powerful. It was important for me to remember who God was, what he was capable of, and how he could help me when I couldn't even figure out how to pray. He is faithful. He is always there. He is full of love. He is caring, full of kindness. He is compassionate, and his mercies are new every morning. Every day, we get a new, fresh set of mercy from the Lord. Strength for the day, bright hope for tomorrow. That's what we get from God. We need to remember that even though we don't understand what's happening tomorrow, he has it all taken care of. He is ahead of us. Just like my book is titled, God is ahead of us, working on our behalf. God is ahead of us because he is all present. He is present today, and he is already in tomorrow, getting ready for our arrival. And I want to leave you with this one thought. Many things about tomorrow I don't seem to understand, but I know who holds tomorrow, and I know who holds my hand. My name is Linda Hansel, and you can see more of these videos on my website at lindahansel.com. And don't forget, God loves you, and he cares about how you're doing today, and he cares about what's going to happen tomorrow.